Welcome to the Fans Ed Sports Show. But thank God I'm not a Florida fan. Just out here looking trash.
People call me crazy for saying they had 6 losable games on their schedule.
That's where I picked y'all preseason.
So I don't know how, but somehow they got some excitement around their program right now.
Welcome to the Fans Ed Sports Show, hosted by your boys, Cleveland Mike and your guy Terry from College Football Stop, man. Welcome to the College Football Channel, where all we do here is talk college football, man. So we got a big week. It is the final week. But Terry, man, you know, we got one of my special holidays, the holiday that I was born on, Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you all out there. I hope that y'all can enjoy it and also be thankful, you know, for everything that you all have, man. So, Terry, man, you got any holiday plans?
Man, I'm gonna just be with my family and stuff. You know what I mean? Look, Mike, how you been, brother? How's everything going, man?
I've been good, man. I can't complain, you know.
All right. Everybody in the chat and in the comments, wish Mike a happy late birthday. I don't know what day it was, but I know it was a couple days ago. Happy late birthday, Mike.
Indiana game, man. What? No, it was Friday. The Friday before the Indiana game on the 23rd.
I love that, man. And listen, you know, Thanksgiving, I love Thanksgiving, man. You know, you get around the family and stuff. A lot of times holidays can be stressful when you're trying to deal with multiple families and whatnot. But, you know, at Thanksgiving, you got to take a little bit of time and just be thankful. You know what I mean? You can't let all the other stuff matter. Just take a little bit of time and be thankful. So that's another thing in the comments. Let us know one thing you guys are thankful for, whether that be football related or not.
Facts, definitely. Let us know. Hit the comments, hit the like buttons, and also make sure you subscribe, man. And help us out by hitting the retweet button, man. Share this with your friends. Helps us grow, you know, helps us build this up, man. So we appreciate all of y'all tuned in. But Terry, man, we got something to get into, man. You know, every time we hop on this show Wednesday, it is the night after the college football playoff rankings, right? And so we've got a chance to look at this, dissect this, and, you know, we really only talk about like the top, you know, 12 and everything on this show. But how do you feel about the college football playoff committee rankings? You know, are you like me? Do you still feel the same? Or, you know, did they do a good job this time around?
Man, listen, I like the playoff rankings the way they have it. The one that's not even on here is probably the biggest problem, and that's if you go one more spot, I should have put it on there. Alabama, I think, is at number 13, and that, like, to me, that's a little crazy. They got 3 losses, bro. They're basically saying if anybody above you, like if anybody from that like 6 to 12 range loses, you're getting in, and they're not. We're gonna put them behind you, and we're gonna put you back up in that top 12. So, but I mean, other than that, dude, I mean, none of these sound crazy. I know you've been clamoring, for SMU, and I see them moving up to number 9. So that's what's up, dude. Like, hey, SMU's right there. So, what you think when you look at it? What sticks out to you?
I still have an issue with it, you know. You know me. I'm gonna still take issues with this, right? Because you go back and you look at these rankings, and it's who have you played? What does it mean, right? And I understand Indiana, they got beat by Ohio State, but you're saying Ohio State is the number 2 team in the country, right?
Yep.
You're saying that Oregon's the best and that Ohio State is number 2 because they went on the road and only lost by 1 point is your reason for Ohio State being number 2. Now, Indiana lost on the road, but guess what? Everybody wanted to talk about who they played. And when you talk about strength of schedules, I got strength of schedule sitting right over here, comparing these teams. Indiana's strength of schedule is now sitting at 52nd in the country. Guess who all is behind them?
Let's hear it.
Miami, who somehow is ahead of them. SMU, Miami's at 59th, right? So why is that gap so big? You know what I'm saying? SMU. Why are they ahead of Indiana? They sitting at 77. Again, Notre
I don't
Dame.
know, man.
Notre Dame sitting at 78th and they're in the 5th spot. Hell, you'd have did a better job flip-flopping Miami, because at least Miami didn't lose to a G5 program.
And the loss that Notre Dame has is nasty, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a nasty loss to Northern Illinois.
So I'm sitting here saying, if we're going by this, if we're going by who you play, how tough was your schedule and stuff, Notre Dame should be behind SMU, Miami, and Indiana.
I mean, it all depends on who they beat too, though, Mike.
Who have they beat?
I know I get what you're saying, but who has Indiana beat though? The only reason their strength of schedule is higher is because they played Ohio State. If any of these other
you're talking about two teams that have not beaten anybody. You're talking about two teams that haven't beaten anybody, so that's why you go to this criteria, right?
I'm just trying to be devil's advocate. I agree with you, man. I don't know. Honestly, too, though, it's going to change. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, especially now with it being 12 teams, it's going to change as you get closer. You know, we got 2 more weeks of games. We got this weekend, and then we got the championship weekend. Dude, I feel like at least 3 or 4 of these teams in here are going to be changed and probably end up not making it.
Bro, I think that the only thing that the committee did, because like I said, all they're doing is following the AP blueprint. And when you look at it, you know what the only thing that they did, they said, hey, we're gonna drop Georgia down to 7 instead of 6, and then put Tennessee at 8 instead of 7. So that way we say we don't have no SEC bias. That's exactly what they did. I just cannot believe that these AP voters have this much say on the college football playoff. It is freaking insane, bro. I mean, it is what it is, bro.
Look, now Gmo loves the show all of a sudden. We got Cam Ward on the screen. Cam Ward on the screen. Gmo loves the show. But like he said, hit the like button, man.
For sure. But yeah, I had that up there a little too long. My bad. But
no, you're chilling. Come on.
Yeah, man, and I just feel like this. Like, also, who you lost to matters, man. And the committee isn't.
It has to.
The committee isn't setting that precedent, because for SMU, who used to be a G5 program, is now playing on the P4 level and doing what they are doing. You have to give credit to that, and you're not.
I agree.
Notre Dame been playing these BS teams the whole time.
I agree.
They always schedule these weak-ass ACC teams.
Now, Mike, did we think that the team that didn't do a phenomenal job of doing the top 4 CFP rankings was going to do better when we moved it to 12? I didn't think that. Did you? I mean, come on. But listen,
I felt like they had the opportunity to set a precedent of who you plays matter, strength of schedule matters, and you're not doing that when you have a program. Like, it is laughable. It is laughable. You have a program at 5 that lost to a G5 program. Miami, we can rag on them, but they didn't lose to a G5 fucking program.
That's true. That's true. There's probably a lot of teams after Notre Dame that will be undefeated if they played Notre Dame's schedule so far.
That's what I'm saying.
So
let Indiana play that schedule.
Exactly. Indiana will be undefeated with that schedule, Mike.
They'd be undefeated.
They'd be undefeated. And Notre Dame would not be undefeated with Indiana's schedule.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Because they wouldn't beat Ohio State.
Bingo.
So, I don't know, man.
We got our guy Mike Green. F that Bama at 13. How? I'm trying to tell you, they are setting this up. Like, they sitting there saying, "Oh, we're going to show like we don't have this SEC bias," but you're sitting there. You got Bama at 12, You got Ole Miss at 14. You got South Carolina at 15. So you got all of them right there sitting on the back end or whatever, because right now, as it sets up with the rankings, Clemson would be out. And I'm telling you, nobody gives a fuck about Clemson making it. They're trying to find a way. The only way I think Clemson can make it is if they get to the championship game and win it. They have to win it. Other than that, they're not in. They're sitting at 12 for a reason. And I'm telling you, they are telling you, read the tea leaves. They're telling you one of these SEC fucking schools with a 3-loss is going to jump a 2-loss Clemson.
Now, Clemson still has to play a ranked SEC team. They still got to play South Carolina. So I don't think that they'll, like, if Clemson loses, then yeah. But also, Clemson has 2 losses, right? So if they get another loss in an ACC schedule, I kind of agree with them to do that. The problem is that there needs to be a 2-loss team behind them that can jump in front of them if they lose another game. And I don't know that there is a team that you would put, like, is there a team that you would have in that spot?
It would, okay, so 2-loss team, it would have to be Arizona State making its way to the Big 12 championship game and winning it. They would have to win it.
Okay, so if Arizona State makes it to the Big 12 championship and wins it, then you have to look at, are they going to be one of the 4 highest rated conference champions? Because if they are, they get an auto bid.
Yep.
So whoever that next team is, I guess Clemson would get pushed out. Yeah,
if Clemson, I'm telling you, if Clemson loses to South Carolina, they will find a way to say, hey, South Carolina at the end of the season had one of the better wins, and you're talking about the better teams at the end of the year. They just want to put an SEC team in there. They're going to do it. They're going to do it, bro.
It might be Bama and South Carolina. They might both get in.
Nah, bro. Heck nah. It's crazy, but I just want y'all to read how they doing it, man. I pay attention to this stuff because, you know, it's just a lot on this. So, anyways, there's a video that I want to show before we get into our topic of Ohio State, because, you know, this guy made us the laughing stock of the Big Ten last year. Doing dumb stuff. And I don't know. I need you to tell me after you hear this. Listen to this, people.
I mean, right now, to be completely honest, like, you know, I'm going to want to play in the game. Just, you know, finish the season out the right way with, you know, the rest of the guys. But, you know, you have to make the best decision. And so, you know, we'll see. You know, and if the best decision is for me to play, then I'll play. But, you know, it definitely is, you know, obviously, you know, risk and reward. So we'll see. But, you know, I want to play.
Along those same lines, you accepted the invitation to play in the East-West Shrine Bowl last week. Just what went into that decision for you? Yeah,
Eric Galco, who's the director, I'm not sure exactly his title, director of player personnel, I think, of the Shrine Bowl, had some really good conversations with him and kind of his vision for me in that game. And so it just made sense to go ahead once I got the invite to commit to that game. I think, you know, obviously other guys around the country, some big names committing to that game, so it'll be fun.
How do you feel about Kyle McCord saying risk, reward, and all of this crap about playing in a bowl game? You know, how do you feel about this? How do you, I want to first get your take.
Yeah, like, listen, man. I thought maybe Kyle McCord going to a place like Syracuse will make it where maybe he wouldn't be so nervous and he wouldn't say stuff like this. I will say, like, he didn't look nervous. Like, when he was talking when at Ohio State, he just looked like he didn't want nothing to do with any kind of media availability at all. He's just like, get me out of here. But, I mean, come on, man. Like, I don't know. And it's not like this guy is like an automatic, like, first-round pick or something, right? Like, if you know, Joe Burrow said that or whatever, trying to think, like, maybe Jaden Daniels last year when they were not going to make the playoffs, it was just going to be a bowl game. And he's like, well, look, obviously some risk reward. And he's talking real shit. Like, you're talking about millions and millions of dollars being a first round pick, first overall pick. And that's not the case for Kyle. I don't know. Maybe the media shouldn't have asked him that. I mean, I guess they're probably not used to dealing with like draft, like high draft players out at Syracuse or like that type of personality. But I mean, dude, he should have just avoided that question overall and just been like, look, we got a game left. I'm trying to focus on this game and just leave it at that. Like, what are you talking about, man? You're just talking too much.
I found it interesting that he said, he has to think about risk reward and that he wants to play in the game, but he has to see. It sounds like Kyle McCord is still dealing with freaking daddy issues, right? And I mean, here's my thing, bro. Like, this is everybody was wanting to know, why was Ohio State fans happy that this guy wasn't their quarterback? I'm sitting here looking on NFLDraftBuzz.com. They got him ranked as out of all quarterbacks, his position rank is 19. You're the 19th best quarterback and you think you shouldn't be playing in a bowl game? You don't think that a bowl game here he would go into his college career skipping the bowl game against Mizzou and now skipping another bowl game. Like, what does this say about this young man's character?
Dude,
he's not really a team guy.
I don't want to bash his character, man. I just think he's just
don't be scared of Derek McCord, bro. I ain't scared of Derek McCord.
Come on, Mike. I literally went on my show all last year and said, y'all could go back and look. Every single one of my shows, I said, this dude is going to be the reason why we don't win the national championship. This is going to be the reason why we lose a stupid game this year. And we lost to that sorry-ass Michigan team that won the Natty. And I called them sorry. I don't care. It's hate week. I don't care if they won. But, bro, I just don't know about just talking about his character. Like, I don't think he's a bad person. Like, he's not a terrible person. I think he's just not like that, like, alpha mentality type of person. And you could tell by that response, you know what I mean? He's, instead of saying like, look, I'm not dealing with that. I'm focusing on my teammates right now. This team, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to be the leader because I'm the quarterback. He's like, I don't know. I got a risk reward. It's like, what are you risking, bro? Like, I don't know.
Man, I don't know. Here's my thing and why I say it could be character, because I think that it comes a point where you say you got to step away from your daddy's shadow, right? You got to be your own man, right? I just remember me leaving Cleveland, Ohio, going to Conway, Arkansas, me not knowing anybody. My parents wasn't there to save me or say, hey, make these decisions and things like that, bro. You got to figure that shit out on your own. That's how you become a man. And it just doesn't seem like that. So to me, yes, I do wonder about character, because I don't see how you could keep doing that.
I don't even got an argument against that, bro. Like, I mean, that does sound like something that maybe he's talking through, like what he wants his dad to say. You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, I gotta weigh my risk and my reward. Like, what, bro? Like, I know Fran Brown didn't tell him to say that.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It just shows not a team guy, right? Not a team guy. But we got the biggest game. The biggest game. It is Mother Hate Week, people. Welcome. It is time for war. And I mean soon. As the Indiana game ended, I had my kids screaming, I hate Michigan. I hate Michigan. And that's what they were saying the entire Saturday. I hate Michigan. It is hate week, people, man. And you got that team up north coming into Columbus, big noon kickoff. We got to hear Joel Klatt's big mouth and Gus Johnson, low energy for this game. I don't know if I'm watching it on mute or what. But
they might be lit. They might be lit for this game.
Man, only way they're getting lit is if Ohio State lose, which is not going to happen.
That's true. And that's also true. That's not happening.
Before we continue, man, appreciate Mike Green for the 2. What round does his daddy tell him he going in? Man, you're a first round pick, son. That's exactly what he's telling his son, man.
Son.
He was like, man, or maybe you might not be a first round pick, son, but we gonna get to choose what team you want to go, what team you want to go to. We get to choose now. That's some dumb shit his daddy would say, bro. Flat out.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know, man.
But like I was saying, man, this is the rivalry. Terry, me and you both being from Ohio, tell me what this rivalry means to you.
Brother, I'm from Columbus. I'm not just from Ohio.
Hello.
You know what I mean? I live 15 minutes from the stadium.
I was just trying to say we was the same, Terry. Damn.
Hey, Mike, come on, man. But anyway, man, I know, listen, this rivalry is just like, I mean, I grew up in it, dude. Like, even my wife, right? Like, my wife doesn't like someone in her family because of this rivalry. You know what I mean? Like, because they was such an asshole to her over a game that happened in the past. And it's just like, I don't know, man. People don't understand it unless they live it, unless they are here. And I can only imagine, you know, I've never said this until just the other day. I was on the morning roast, or Buckeye roast with Ryan and them. Like, I almost feel bad for Ryan Day, bro. And I hate to say that because it's like, you get paid a lot of money. This is your job. This is the rivalry. Like, we need you to take care of us, basically. You know what I mean? Like, you need to win this game for us. But he talking about it affected him so much that it affected him. Basically, like, the only thing that ever affected him more was his father passing away. And it's just like that's crazy, but also that's real, bro. Like, that's how big this rivalry is. You know, Ryan Day and his family got a lot of turmoil over this because Ohio State fans really care about winning this game. The way that Ryan Day is talking about the game this year, can we talk about that? Because Ryan Day has talked about the game this year different than he's ever spoke about it. And I'm not just talking about that line. I'm talking about, like, him unprompted saying this is war. Like, Ryan Day is starting to sound a little bit like Urban Meyer, you know what I mean? So, hey.
I mean, but who was he hanging around all off season, right? Jim Tressel, Urban Meyer. Like, he had the Tressel players. You hear Maurice Claret is in the building. You know what I'm saying? Talking today, talking to the players. Like, you and I said this from the beginning. You started to feel that vibe. And, you know, Day said that he feels like, you know, his family is from Ohio because that's all his kids know. And I understand exactly what he meant by, you know, almost close to his dad passing, because we know what the fans were sending CJ Stroud and how they were Venmoing him money. Like, they was paying us more money just to threaten him. So I can only imagine the threats that the coach was getting and his family was getting. And I mean, you know, I think that's ridiculous. But this is the biggest rivalry in all of sports. I grew up watching it, especially when it was Troy Smith and Ted Ginn being the guys from Ohio. And you would have, like, that person in school who just wanted to be that freaking oddball Michigan fan or whatever. And to be honest, we hated that person too, because that person would just get bullied in school anyway. Sorry. It just is what it is. Your kid, if they was a Michigan fan in Cleveland Public School District and went to school with me, yes, they probably got bullied. It is what it is.
Hey, did you see that Jim Tressel said that he hasn't been going to the game in recent years? I don't know if he hasn't went every single time like Ohio State lost. I'm not sure when the last time he went was, but I know that at least the last couple of years he hasn't went, and he said he's going to be there this year. So that just kind of another thing that caps off, you know what I mean? Like Ryan Day's been having Tressel around the program more, which I do think is probably having a big impact on just Ryan Day and how he views this job overall. And the biggest part of this job is beating Michigan, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Another thing too, Mike, before we go on, bro, I got to address something. So I've been seeing way too many. Listen, I be on Twitter. I be looking. I be seeing stuff. I've been seeing way too many Michigan fans talking about this game not mattering, and I am so sick and tired of that bullshit. I am sick and tired of it.
Next segment. Go ahead, man.
I'm ready because
about
I need to
the implications. The implications on this game, and like you were saying, I've been hearing these Team Up North fans and the $1 Million Man, their sound off horse, the guy that they've been cheering about all season for their saving their season, right? Saving their 2025, saving their program. Mr. Dave Portnoy just don't have that same energy. Just showing, like, I put a tweet out in the group talking about using the oh my god, what movie was that? Using the I smell pussy reference, right? Like Dave Poirier is being a straight up just don't understand what this man, how you could talk all this crap for all these years and just say it doesn't mean anything. Like, because if you got the win, against Ohio State, you'd be talking cash money shit, which you should.
Exactly. And that's my thing. I'm just so sick and tired of this game don't mean nothing there, because if y'all win it, y'all ain't gonna say that shit. And also it's like, are we gonna be the greatest rivalry in sports or are we not? Like, well, just because y'all won a couple of the games don't mean it's not the greatest rivalry in sports no more. Don't mean y'all get to just pick a season to be ass and then say that the rivalry don't matter no more. We're not doing that. It's the greatest rivalry in all of sports because it matters no matter what. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear it ever from any Michigan fan or Ohio State fan for that matter. If we have a year where we're down and we're ass and we're 7-5 or whatever, 7-4, whatever it would be going into the game, I'm not trying to hear not a single Ohio State fan saying that doesn't matter, because we lost that game the last 3 years and that shit mattered and it hurt like a motherfucker. And when we win it this year, I'm gonna celebrate. We already had the conversation. We should storm the field. All of that. This is the greatest rivalry in all of sports. We need to treat it that way. Period.
And their players said that the players that's in that locker room said they are never losing to Ohio State, right? Is what they said. So don't sit here and say that this game does not matter. Don't try to build that narrative, because this game definitely matters, man.
It does, no matter what.
And here's the thing, right? Michigan fans, if they was to win this game, they could say, we got Ryan Day fired. We got a coach fired. We did this. We destroyed your program.
We own Ohio State.
All of this, right? There are so many implications and narratives to this, or whatever, to say that this doesn't matter. If Ohio State goes out there and smacks y'all, this will confirm to everybody that your program was built on saying, like I have been saying. And I really believe that y'all program looked like it did in 2020. Flat out, it did. Soon as all of the little BS got on up out of there, you start looking stinky, exactly how you did.
Mm-hmm.
Now y'all done switched your whole narratives. It was built, not bought. Now you're champion.
Now the recruiting program.
We got the billionaires on the line. And man, y'all are so fake. Y'all are trash. Y'all are a trash fan base. Half of y'all been hiding on Twitter and just came outside with the Bryce Underwood stuff. Like, a lot of y'all done deleted your Twitters, all of that. You're still hiding on burners. Won't show your faces. Don't stand in the paint on anything. Haven't seen a space in forever. So I don't want to hear shit about y'all Michigan fans. I'm sick and tired of y'all.
I agree. And listen, you know what? I gotta tell you something. I'm gonna tell you what just happened here, right? So you know how I was telling you, my wife, she there's people in her family who she doesn't like because of the Ohio State Michigan rivalry, right? Mm-hmm. So the person she doesn't like in her family is an Ohio State fan. And they treated her like shit over the rivalry because when she was younger, she used to say she was a Michigan fan, and her Ohio State fan family member treated her like shit over it. And she's standing over there. So I'm telling y'all, my wife's over there. I'm not gonna show y'all because she don't want to be on here, but she has a Michigan shirt and she showed it to me just now. So this is, you see what I'm saying? I'm dealing with this shit in my own house.
It's okay. She can burn it after the game.
Listen, it matters. That's all you need to know. You and all these other people, it matters. Even though y'all suck, it still matters.
Facts, man.
Get out of here.
So we got to talk about this, man, and we got to talk about the keys to victory. We'll start with the Michigan side of things, right? What are the keys to victory for them to beat Ohio State this week?
I mean, dude, the only way they're going to win this game is if they turn the ball over and run the ball effectively, convert all, basically not every third down, but they need to convert like key third downs. They need to turn the ball over when Ohio State has it, and they need to be able to run the ball. That's like the it seems so, and that for this team is going to be a bigger ask than what it sounds like. You know what I mean? Because that just sounds like three things. Oh, if we just do this, we're going to win the game. Like they could do those three things and still lose the game. But if they're going to be a path to victory, they're going to have to create some points with their defense, or like some, really good field position. Like last year, they got an interception, got them down to the goal line. They got a touchdown out of it.
Mm-hmm.
They need something like that to happen a couple times, I think, in this game, if they're going to actually be in this game, because I don't really think their offense is going to do much against Ohio State. I mean, I know that they just scored 50 against Northwestern, but like this Ohio State defense is a different animal. Like we've already seen this Ohio State defense where it's way better offenses than Michigan. And then with it being at home and this newfound like love that our crowd has for being loud, that's crazy too. Like I don't know how long it's been since our crowd created a penalty. They did it in the Indiana game, and I would imagine they're going to be able to do it in this game too. So that's the victory. That's the keys for Michigan.
I think the last time it's probably been that loud was it? I'm trying to think which rivalry game was it. Was it the Curtis Samuel? Was that in Ohio Stadium?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that was the last time. But I'll say that their keys to victory, man, is definitely will be they have to disrupt Ohio State's offensive line. I don't believe whether Will Johnson plays or not. The man, if he does play, he's out of football shape. I think he get cooked anyways. So unless he wants his draft stock to drop or whatever, that boy better not play. Because you get cooked by a little 18-year-old old Jeremiah. We gonna be clipping that up. Anyway,
it'll happen too if he
for sure. And I honestly, like I was saying this, I think after I did the post game, we kind of talked about the game a little bit, and I feel like Ohio State's game plan should be the same thing that against Indiana. To be honest, I don't believe that they have the DBs or the skill guys to hang with our guys on the outside at all.
Mm-hmm.
At all, I don't.
Yeah.
So I mean, their keys to victory is definitely you have to disrupt Ohio State's offensive line and get Ohio State off schedule. Also, maybe stopping the run. They're going to have to do that as well, which is why I say.
I mean, this Ohio State team, Mike, is a little different than what we've seen even the last 3 years. Since Michigan has been winning this game, Ohio State has been a team where you don't necessarily have to stop their run because they will stop running the ball, even if it is working. I know that you're famously talk about the like running the ball with Chip Trainum last year, how it was working, and we just stopped doing it. But we got Chip Kelly now.
Chip Kelly's in a row.
Yeah, we got Chip Kelly now, and Chip Kelly will run the ball. Like he will, obviously we got these great wide receivers and all that stuff. But if we're giving the ball to Trey and QJ and you're not stopping it, you're not putting the resources that you need there to stop it, they'll stick to it. So, I mean, and then as soon as you adjust, that's when you start getting hit over the top, or you start getting hit with those like mid-range throws that Will Howard seems to be just the best in the country at.
So what are the keys to the victory for Ohio State? I think we kind of touched on it a little bit because like I was saying, I think Ohio State just needs to do their game plan that they had against Indiana, and I think offensively and defensively.
So on defense, the key to victory for Ohio State is going to be tackling. If they just don't miss a bunch of tackles, they should win. Like the defensive game plan, they're not going to get beat structurally. They're not going to get beat player for player. They're not going to get beat like Michigan's not going to out scheme them. It's just not going to happen. Like they don't have the tools to do that. So tackle and be physical, and you will stop their offense. Our secondary should really have no problems. And I don't know if Colston Loveland is going to play or not. I do think like if he does, then that probably helps their offense, obviously, because he's very good. But also I do think that Jim Knowles has a game plan for that. And we have the personnel this year. Like you're not going to tell me that Caleb Downs or even in a lot of cases Sonny Styles can't keep up with Colston Loveland. Like they will be able to. So
I hope Jim Knowles scheme it up to where they baiting to throw it to Colston Loveland.
I hope so too.
And Downs just comes out of nowhere and snatches it to the crib. Because to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I posted this in our Buckeye group. I think that there's going to be a pick six for the Buckeyes, and I think Jim knows, man. He's gonna play that cat and mouse game. I see their coaches have been talking smack. They're saying, you know, those are the same Buckeyes over there in that locker room that we've been beating, you know. But here's the thing. Here's the
All
thing.
right.
You don't have the same guys. You don't have the Blake Corums. You don't got the JJs of the world. That offensive line, damn sure, really ain't the same. Your defense isn't the same. And I mean, Wink say he got something for Ohio State, but to be honest, the way he likes to be aggressive and things like that, I really could see like 2019 Ryan Day like coming into play. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe not 29, maybe like 2018 Ryan Day to be exact. What was that? Maybe 2017 Ryan Day. I mean, to be honest, bro, because I really think that we can hit those mesh concepts if they want to be aggressive. And we already know how lethal that was to them for multiple years when they wanted to be overly aggressive. So I hope that Day sees that on tape and just, hey, throws that little pitch to Chip Kelly. Hey, don't matter how many times you run it, they ain't stopping it. And I would love to see that. I would love to see it be JJ.
The thing is, too, is that Will Howard is like, if there's an elite trait that you could put on Will Howard, in the beginning of the year, a lot of people were asking what it is and nobody could really answer it. That's why so many people were not high on Will Howard, right?
Facts.
But he has an elite trait. I mean, his elite trait is pocket awareness. I mean, if you're going to blitz Will Howard, he's going to kill you. I don't have the stats to back this up, but I've looked at them before. Will Howard is one of the best quarterbacks in college football against the blitz. So, I mean, and that's what Michigan loves to do, dude. I just think with the wide receivers that Ohio State has combined with the run game, because if you're going to blitz to try to hit the quarterback, you can get yourself in some bad spots in the run game too. You try to send a blitz and make a play, and they hand the ball off to Trey, and you don't got nobody in the second level, like that's how big plays happen, especially if you're playing man. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll see how it works.
Don't expect Trey to be sliding in this game. He don't give a fuck. I don't expect him to be sliding this game. He ain't care about Indiana. He care about this game.
Yeah.
All right, man. Impact players, man. Let's get your impact player for the team up north. Who is their impact player?
All right. So for Michigan, their impact player, I think, will have to be on defense. It's going to have to be Josiah Stewart, I think. I've been talking crazy about dude. To be honest, I don't think he's that good, and I think Ohio State's line will be able to take care of him, kind of keep him in check. But if they're gonna like Mason Graham and their interior D line, like them guys are good. They're elite. They're gonna make a play or two in the game, you know, blah blah blah. But if they can get constant pressure off the edge, I think that's where they can get in Ohio State into some trouble. And I don't think that's gonna happen. To be fair, like. I believe in Donnie Jackson. I believe in Josh Fryer. So, I know this was supposed to be a Michigan impact player, but bro, it's hate week, bro. I'm not trying to. I don't know, man. I just think that he needs to be their impact player if they want to win the game. I don't think that he'll be able to be to the point where it'll be detrimental to Ohio State's offense.
Yeah, and I've seen some Team Up North fans that were happy that Carson Hinsman was in there, and I was like, oh, Ohio State's backup center. And I'm like, bro, our offensive line, other than that, last play at the end of the at Kyle McCord's last pick, other than that, bro, like the offensive line did not play bad in that game. So I don't see our front seven being any better than it was last year, and our guys held up. And Donovan Jackson, he done shed a little bit of weight, and he just continues to look better and more comfortable at that left tackle position. So, and now Austin, I mean, to be honest, our team did not go up against a bad interior front last week.
Indiana, they're good. They're good players.
And I know Carson has seen these guys before. Donovan Jackson has seen these guys before. And Fryer has seen these guys. The only person that I can say on the offensive line that I'd be worried about is Tegra.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, like it depends on who he's going against. Like if you put Tegra I think Mason Graham could give him some problems. But listen, give me Tegra versus Kenneth Grant. Kenneth Grant's a big ass dude. I think Tegra can hold his own against him. So we'll see. We'll see how that works. I mean, I know Mason Graham is just super fast. And he's elite. You know what I mean? You just got to give him credit where it's due. He kind of reminds me of Mike Hall, but maybe a little bigger.
Yeah, I would say that their impact player is going to have to be Davis Warren. I think he's going to have one of his best games in this. A lot of people have been bringing up 2002 when they came into Ohio State and they won. And when I go back to that game and I remember Jim Knowles' game plan, the way that they beat Ohio State, was the dunk, the short pass or whatever out on Cam Brown. Boom, he misses the tackle or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's something that that play isn't talked enough. And then obviously the Cam Martinez getting spun around by Cornelius Johnson, hitting those type of crucial plays kept them alive. You talk about the 2023 game, those crucial sideline plays by JJ, the crucial controversial interception with Denzel Burke, which should have been Hartford's ball if he turned his head the right way or whatever, didn't turn his head at all. So, I mean, it was those crucial throws that helped them. And I think that he's going to have that now. They said he's JJ 2.0, in the beginning of the season. Obviously, we have not seen that. But I think he is going to have that game. That's why I say he's going to be the impact player, because this game is going to fall. However, especially on their offensive side of the ball, I know that they are all hyped over, Northwestern and used all the transitive properties and all of that stuff. But I doubt Northwestern went into y'all game with the same game plan that they have for Ohio State. But
and that really doesn't matter. But listen, they can be hype about their offense. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I want, though. I want them to listen. I would much rather than be hype. Yeah, I would much rather than be hype and be like, look, we're a new team now. We're gonna come in here and win this game. I'd rather have that than like the fucking this game doesn't matter crowd because we got Bryce Underwood and this season is over. And it's just like nah, this is the rivalry game. It matters no matter what. And also, nobody cares that you got Bryce Underwood. Like, that's cool. Like, you got your 5-star quarterback. It's all good. Like, other teams have got 5-star quarterbacks before. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we got Julian Sayin on roster just chilling. He was the number 1 quarterback in the recruiting class. I mean, it's not, like, and we also got the number 2 quarterback in the recruiting class that they got their 5-star number 1. You know what I mean? So, and those rankings to me, this is like the number 5 quarterback in that class could end up being the best one. We don't know, dude. Like, if it's cool that they got that. I'm glad that they, I mean, I'm not glad, but for them, I'm cool that they got their, their money coming in and all that good stuff. I've already seen multiple recruits that they've said that they were going to be getting that have now either shut down their recruitment or committed to somebody else. So, I mean, it's obviously not getting like every single recruit they want. And that's what, like, for me, I told all my homies, I'm like, look, I'm not about to worry about their recruiting. Like, it is what it is. They start buying every single player and they win a national championship that way, then I'll believe it. Until then, it's just like every other team, like Miami, like Texas A&M, all them teams that bought all them players. It's going to turn out like that. Like, you can't, the foundation has to be there. I mean, the NIL needs to be like, okay, well, this is what the fair market amount is. This is what we're going to be paying you because we have this solid foundation that you're going to be playing in that's going to get you to the NFL. It can't be the other way around. It just can't.
I'm not even worried about them, bro. Honestly, like, they got a cupcake schedule next year, pretty easy road next year. But they're losing a lot. A lot of people think that Ohio State's losing a lot, but I think that we have a lot of guys who are going to have reps, going to be experienced, and going to be returning as well. So I'm not too worried about it at all.
I expect our 2025 team to be elite.
Yeah,
I mean, like, Like,
I think it's gonna be nothing but Twitch monsters. So
yeah,
I
that's what
think
I'm
a
saying.
lot of
All
people
over,
is
all
like
over.
Ohio State's losing a lot. I look at them and it's like, okay, are y'all going to be counting on your freshman and sophomore classes, and then how does that turn out? If it isn't a good season with that, could guys end up hitting the portal or whatever. Like you got to build on that. So, I'm not too worried about that. I say impact players for the game for Ohio State on offense is going to be Chill Bill. I think, he's going to have to
Chill,
go
Bill.
ahead. Yeah, Chill Bill, man. I think he's going to go out there, get these guys, confident. And I think that the game rides on him because obviously last year the game rode on Kyle McCord. And shout out to our guy, Truther, Cam, on this platform. He said, hey, I think that if we had Bill Howard last year, we beat that team up north. And to be honest, I'm starting to see exactly because at first I wasn't really like seeing it because of all the question marks that I had about Will Howard, but now like that I actually believe and I'm seeing what he's doing. Yeah, I think that that's a true statement, bro. Because I don't think we have those 2 turnovers, man. Maybe
100%.
one of them, but
100%.
I think that he's going to be our offense. And then I need Jim Knowles activate Caleb Downs, man. That's my impact guy. Also, he can get things rolling on the special teams part. So I know they like to have good kickers, good punters, and stuff. Go ahead and try to flip that field or whatever and punt it far down there and let Caleb Downs be able to dissect and run through people. Yeah, I would love to see that. So,
all right, I got some for this. I got some. So for my impact player on defense, Mike, I'm gonna go with Arvell Reese. I think this is a Arvell game. This is an Arvell type of game, especially because I think that Michigan knows in order for them to win this game, I think they're going to have to give the ball to Khalil Mullings a lot. He's been their best running back all year. And like, I don't think that, I know they say Diamond Edwards is a big game back, all that good stuff, but I think they know that that's not how this game is going to go. You're going to have to grind it out. I think they're going to give it to Khalil Mullings a lot. And I think Ohio State will probably run 3 linebackers a lot against them. Just because of what they, we like to match personnel. They like to run a lot of 12 personnel. So I think Arvell is going to be huge in this game, man, because to me, like, if you ask me what player on our team I would want to meet Khalil Mullings in the hole with how big and strong he is, I would tell you Arvell Reese. That's just me. So I'm going to go with him on offense and then, or on defense, sorry.
Defense,
yeah. And then on offense, I'm going to go with Quinshawn Judkins. I think this is a QJ game.
Let's go.
I know Trey's been balling, but I think this is a game where you need volume. You're going to have to hand the ball off and get 4 yards and then get 4 yards again and then get 4 yards again. It's not a game where you're going to go out there and hit 50-yarders over and over again. And Trey may still hit 50-yarders, if they just continue doing what they've been doing, and that's giving the ball to Quinshawn Judkins, letting him wear the defense down, and then mixing Trey in the right situations where he can pop some shit off and get it going. So QJ is my player of the game on offense.
And I was thinking that because my whole take, like you kind of talked about the past couple years, was I think that Chip Trayanum need to be the bell cow for this for these games, right? And every time when we see him get in, this guy's averaging 6 yards a carry, and these past couple games, right? So because I felt like Trey didn't run behind his pass, he didn't run hard enough. But this new Trey, honestly, I wouldn't mind if he started the game. And I honestly would not mind Trey starting the game and getting the field and being able to hit those bursts. And honestly, like he hit that at the end of the game, he hit that burst right up the middle. And I believe that against that team up north, most of our yardage, our best yardage that we have had against them, is up the middle. And I'm hoping that I know Chip Kelly got something in his bag, because he says, hey, I can run things this way, I can run things that way. And again, I think that there's things that he hasn't called that's not on tape yet. And I believe that those things have been used, but only in practice during the Team Up North period. We're going to see. But I see that they in the chat talking about please run up the middle. But, I mean, I seen Chip train him run up the middle. Ain't had no issues. I mean, my guy was averaging 5-6 yards, bro. So,
are they going to sit and act like they haven't been rained on this year?
Bro, I mean.
Are we going to do that? Like, I get it. Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant, they're good players. All right, cool. Like, that's fine. But are they going to stop it by themselves? That's not going to happen. And you guys have been rained on this year. I was just looking over some stats earlier. Multiple teams ran for like over 150 on Michigan. And honestly, with Chip Kelly's run scheme, I think that our run game is going to be just fine. Like half the time we end up getting, big time run plays, it's not because some three linemen made like these amazing blocks that nobody else could make. It's because Chip Kelly called the right run play at the right time and got them off balance on their defensive line. And then you pop one. Plus also perimeter blocking. They don't even know about that. They don't even know that this year that's been one of the biggest things that Ohio State has improved on. Yeah. Like our wide receivers is kind of like the attitude of our team this year. It hasn't been that way in the past. As much as I love Marv, Emeka, all them guys, they were not the attitude type of players, especially Marv. He was not. He was like a pro. I'm about to just do my thing. I'm going to walk off the field and be done. But every single game this year, I've seen JJ with his hand out, holding somebody by the jersey, holding them away from him. Like, you're smaller than me. Like, I'm just letting you know that you can't do nothing to me if you want to. And they'll see. I think it'll be a big part of the run game is perimeter blocking.
I just threw a poll up in the chat, man. Go ahead, everybody, hit that poll. Who you got? Is it Ohio State or is it that team up north? Who do you got winning this game? Let us know. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button as well. Terry, you want to do any score predictions this week?
Damn, I just knocked something off of my desk. Man, we got to do a score prediction for this one, Mike.
Well,
come on.
Well, go ahead.
Wait, real quick, before we get into that. I know some people watched because they was talking to me about it last week. My upset game of the week hit. It smacked last week, just so we know. Florida over Ole Miss smacked. So let me give that, and then we'll get into the score predictions because I got to give my upset game of the week. And this one, I got an interesting one. I got the number 8 team in college football.
Ahead in the segment, bro.
Well, I got to get out of here at 8:30. So I got about an hour when we run this. So we only got a couple minutes. So my bad. But anyway, listen. You want me to wait?
Bro, we literally right there. Give me a score prediction.
Right, let's give our score prediction, and then all right, we'll get into that. Chat, we're getting into that here in just a minute. My bad, Mike. My bad. I wasn't even looking at the outline, brother. I'm just going. All right, so we're talking Ohio State versus Michigan, right? Score prediction. All right, I'm gonna go probably lower scoring than what most people think. I'm gonna go 24-10.
I got 28-13. I got 28-13.
Listen. Oh man, I think I'm giving them too much, bro. Listen. I'm changing my score prediction.
I think that they get one score and then they get a couple field goals.
They get no touchdowns. 24-3. That's my final prediction. I'm rocking with that.
I just feel like we always give up that one fluky score, so that's why I was like,
no fluky scores this week. Their offense is too trash to give up fluky scores.
Hey, I like it. All right, Terry's upset game of the week. Let us know.
Now we're here. All right. Anyway, like I said before, the one from last week smacked Florida over Ole Miss. I'm going to stick to the SEC and stick with the noon slot. Number 8 team in college football, Tennessee, goes down to Vanderbilt this week and gets knocked out of the college football playoffs.
What? See?
That's what I'm going with.
See, Terry trying to start something, man. Let's see.
You a Tennessee fan, Mike?
No, I ain't no Tennessee fan, man. But the homie Disney, you know what I'm saying? He definitely is a Tennessee fan. So,
we need to get her on here.
I said if Tennessee was going to make it, I told her she got to do a special appearance if Tennessee make the CFP. So, I wasn't giving an upset, but I think I want to give an upset. South Carolina at Clemson. I think South Carolina takes down the fake Dabo at noon. It's not a night game, not a primetime game, and I think South Carolina is on a business trip. Most of their players are young, but they're hungry. I'm not sure that Clemson has anything for that South Carolina defense, bro. Now, can South Carolina offense get off? That's going to be the thing. But I just don't think Clemson is like that. I just don't think Clemson's like that. I think they've been playing in the Cupcake ACC, and that's what they've been dealing with the entire time is Cupcake ACC. I do think that South Carolina could possibly beat them, and if they do, man, why keep South Carolina out the CFP if you're going to put a 3-loss SEC team in there? Which I have no issues. Like, I have no issues with the SEC getting 4 teams in because I do feel like they're one of the premier, conferences. And I feel like if you're in one of the premier conferences, the SEC or the Big Ten, then, a 2-loss, 3-loss, like, that's okay.
I agree with you. I agree with that. First off, Mike, your upset pick. I want to stick on that real quick. Your upset pick. I love that, bro, because again, that's knocking Clemson out of the college football playoffs. But also, dude, don't be surprised if they try to sneak South Carolina in on the back end. If they beat Clemson, I'm saying. They're going to be in the playoffs if they beat Clemson.
This is what I was talking about in the beginning of the show. That's why I was saying, like, I'm reading the tea leaves. And in these games, one thing that we have seen is we seen the refs try to help out Texas A&M as much as they could. We didn't see what Vegas can do and what the refs can do. Obviously, our guy Josh Pate has said this has been one of the worst years or whatever of officiating. So anything can happen, man. Yeah. I can see it happening. I think another game to watch out is Texas at Texas A&M as well. Now, Texas A&M could be a little sluggish because, again, they're coming off of another big night game, went in overtime, right? But Texas has some issues as well. Quinn Ewers doesn't seem to be fully healthy. They're talking about issues with his knee. So I think that's a game to watch out for. And for some reason, something want me to pick this Notre Dame at USC, but I think Notre Dame's defense isn't going to allow USC's offense to score. Notre Dame, that's the one thing I can give them. They do got a good defense.
This weekend, dude, honestly, is hard to pick upset because I feel like there's a lot that could happen. Like, I mean, the one I picked, Georgia Tech. Yeah, I don't think that one. I think Georgia Tech will take care, or Georgia will take care of business. But
which Carson Beck is showing up?
Miami at Syracuse, that could get, you know what I mean? Like, that could get crazy too. I mean, I don't know. Probably not, but it could.
That boy Kyle McCord head ain't even on the game. It's on the East Shrine Bowl, man.
I forgot he's in the draft.
Hell no. I would have said
he's trying to decide whether he wants to play or not.
But yeah, man, I ain't even on it, man. I was like, oh, that's a game we should watch. I ain't even trying to watch it no more. Nope. That Auburn Alabama Bowl. Do the players rally around DeBoer, or do they just say, hey, we're done with this Bama stuff? Saban gone, we gone. So that's something interesting to watch out for. And
I real quick on that one, Mike, before you move on, dude, Auburn players been talking too crazy for that game for Alabama, the Alabama players to not be ready to go in that game.
Why not? They've been talking
real disrespectful. No,
why not?
Listen, I want to see more of that. I love that type of shit. Like, bro, I love it.
Auburn, hold on. Auburn, I mean, if I'm sitting there and I'm watching what Bama just did with OU with no offense, oh yeah, I want that. I need that. And before we get out of here, I want to do a shout out to my Arkansas people. They got their fake rivalry against Mizzou, and I would like them to beat Mizzou just because I don't like the Mizzou fans who talked all they crap all off season. They beat up on the little on the little scout team quarterback in Lincoln, King Holtz, and they were so happy, and they was talking about what they was gonna do this year, and now they're nowhere to be found. So hopefully Arkansas can take care of business against them bums, but it is what it is, man. Terry, you got anything else?
Nah, I don't got nothing, man. Just listen, if y'all want to find me, you can find me at CFB_stop on Twitter. On the Fans Edge every week with my guy Mike here. We'll be here. And then typically on Tuesdays on the Buckeye Roast with Ron and Q. Find me on there too. But that's about it for me, man. What you got?
Man, y'all can follow me on the X app at 216_Wildboy. It is hate week. It is time for war. Fuck Michigan. Let me get an OH in the chat. Let me get an OH in the comments. Go Bucks. And with that, Terry, we are out of here.